that, and it will be there all the time. You can always visit as you try to revise. You don't remember something, you could come back to it. All right, so we're going to start right about now. And for those of you who are here, it's good that you're here. And let's go. All right, so the first question, as you could see, I want you guys who are on just to start working the problem for yourself. Just start working the problem and typing whatever answer you have. But I'm going to work it, all right? But you work alongside with me as we go. So here it is. The first question says that using a calculator or otherwise, all right? Using a calculator or otherwise, we want to calculate the exact value of 1 1/5 plus 4 2/3 divided by 6/20. Now, what we're about to do is this. What I want you to do is to focus on the top and you focus on the bottom part. But normally what we do is to convert all our mixed numbers. We want to convert our mixed numbers to improper fraction, then we start. So we want to convert everything first. So let us convert the top piece, as you could see. So the top, when you convert from mixed number to improper fraction, you multiply the denominator by the whole number, and then you add the numerator here. And you put that over the denominator. So 515 plus 1, that is going to give us 6/5. Then 4 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14/3. All right, so we have 6/5 and 14/3 all over 6/20. So this is us just changing this. And what I'm going to want is that I want here, this is the top piece. We want to find out what is the top piece. And after we find out, we're going to divide it, because this means to divide. We're going to divide it by the bottom piece, all right? So let us take our time to find out what is at the top first. And this is exactly how I want you to approach the exam. So let us look at the top piece. I'm going to isolate the top piece. It is 6/5 plus 14/3. Now, when our denominators are different and we're adding, we must use what is called the LCM. Anybody want to quickly type up what the LCM is? The LCM is 15. So now 5 into 15 is 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 into the 15, 5 times, and 5 times that 14 is about 70, I believe. So we have 70 here. Again, take your time, divide the denominator into the LCM, and whatever you get, multiply by the numerator. So this becomes 88/15. This answer is for the top. So basically what we're saying is we want you to work out the top piece. After you work out that top piece, yes, Damonia, 15 was correct. You're going to say 88/15, and you want to divide that by the bottom piece, and the bottom piece is 6/20. So this is the approach that we want to have, all right? Now, whenever you divide fractions, guys, you remember that you change your division into multiplication. So the division will be changed into multiplication, and then you're going to flip the last fraction upside down, and we say reciprocate. So we're going to turn it upside down, we'll get 20/6. From here, now is the time that if there's anything to be canceled, try to cancel. It makes everything way simpler. And what do I mean? Let's check this out. I could cancel down these two things I'm going to highlight using 2. Or I could cancel, there are many ways. I also could have canceled this and this, right? So whichever one we want to. Let me cancel crossway, all right? So I could say 2 into the 6 is 3 times. 2 into 88 is 44. It's big, so that's one canceling. I also could have canceled Another way, I'm seeing something else to cancel. So when I see them, I take them. Look, I could cancel that 20 with that 15 using a 5. So I'm going to say 5 into 15, 3, and 5 into 20, 4. So right now, there is nothing else to be canceled, which means that I'm going to say 44 times 4, yes. So we want to multiply 44 times the 4, and I'll get about 176. And that is going to be over 3 times 3 at the bottom, which is 9. So basically, that is our response. Our answer is 176 over 9. All right. So that is what I wanted to see, and that is what we're expecting you to see. Remember, though, that when we do these, right, when we do these and you come back in the future, the video will be there for you to watch. All right, let's go to another question. All right, the other question says, calculate 0.51 times 0.0433 and write your answers exactly. Whenever you get a question like this, please make sure that you use your calculators, because this exam is for a calculator. So don't try to do anything spectacular. Use your calculator. So then you're going to put all of these on your calculator. All of these, place them on your calculator and give the exact answer. So this is kind of one of those easy ones that you will get your answer by proving that you can use a calculator. Believe it or not, some people can't use calculator. So if you can use it, then good for you. So you put 0.51 times 0.0433 on your calculator, press our equal sign, and then you're supposed to write down everything that you see. 0.022083. So I am seeing all of that on my calculator, and definitely I'm expecting that you are supposed to write that exactly. Don't trouble it, because whenever the questions say exactly, we're expecting you to put everything on it. Everything on your calculator screen. All right. Now, from that, yes, we want you to write that answer correct to 2 decimal place. We want to write that answer correct to 2 decimal place. Yes, Damonia. Yes, I see you on fire, Damonia. Very good. Posting your answer there. Yes, people. Come on, guys, dropping your answers in the comment section. All right. So now we want to write that to 2 decimal place. Now, remember, though, when you're going to 2 decimal place, you want to identify the digit that is in that second spot, right? So the digit in the second spot is that number 2 here. So this is in our second spot, that. So then, remember, don't just write it. You have to observe the next digit to the right of it, this one. We have to look at that one. And watch this now. If that number to the right is in the 0 to 4 category, we're going to leave the spot. But if it is in the 5 to 9 category, we add 1 to the spot. So you could see that the 2 is in the 0 to 4, so we're going to leave the spot. So when you get this answer and ready to write it to 2 decimal places, the answer is 0.02. 0.02 to 2 decimal place. All right, there we go. All right. Now, the next question wants us to write this correct to 2 significant figures. All right. All right, somebody says, what if it say 1 dp? All right. Now, let me respond to that. Somebody's asking, what if this question had said 1 dp? If this question had said 1 dp, then definitely your answer would have been, so if it was 1 dp, the answer would have been 0.0. All right, to 1 dp, it would have been 0.0. All right, so I figured maybe you're thinking that. So yeah, it would have been 0.0, and that is Clige Edwards. If it were 1 dp, it would have been a 0.0 as the answer. All right, let us look at the significant figures. If you know the answer for the significant figure, throw in your answer. If you know the answer for the significant figure, throw in your answer. So we want that correct to 2 significant figures. Throw in your answer for that if you know the answer for that. Remember now I'm going to just talk through some things. For significant figures, all digits are significant except 0. So 0 may or it may not be significant, right? So all digits are significant except the 0, which may or may not be significant. So the zeros are significant when they come between. That's the normal time when they're significant. And there are other times. All right, so we'll discuss that as it goes. Now, when you're looking at this figure, let me write it here, 0.022083. So we're looking at 0.022083. Now, significant figures are the first non-zero digit. The first one is the first non-zero digit from left to right. So that would have been this. Number 2 here is the first significant figure. So it's not decimal place, significant figure. So the first significant figure is never 0. All right, guys? The first significant figure is never 0. So then it is any number apart from 0 from left to right. So if you're thinking about going that direction, and it is always going that direction, the first significant figure is a 2, then the second one is a 2. Now it's because this 0 is between, it becomes number 3. And then this is the 4th significant figure, and then the 5th significant figure there. But the question only wanted to run it off the 2 significant figure, which is, we're looking at this. Watch. The second significant figure is, let me put it in green, is number 2 here. So we want to round off up to that because that's a second significant figure. But we still do the principle of rounding off. You're going to look to the digit next door. And if the digit next door is in the 0 to 4 category, you leave the spot. So this is in the 0 to 4 category. So we're going to leave the spot again. So the answer is 0.022. And that is correct, the 2 significant figures. All right, the 2 significant figures. The 2 significant figures. I wanted to pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention to what is going on, guys. Look out for these. These questions are coming at you just like that. All right. If you have any questions, you can always post them. I'm looking to see how much I can help. Good afternoon, Eagle. All right. Now let's look. We want to write this in standard form. So it's the same thing, 0.022083. We want to write that in standard form. So now, in standard form, guys, remember, as soon as you come on, hit the likes, hit the likes. Now, in standard form, it is said to be a times 10 to the n. That's the idea. In other words, it's going to be a number times 10 raised to a power, right? It's going to be a number times 10 raised to a power, right? I understand, Mills, I understand. Don't worry yourself. All right, so now what we're looking at is this. So this number A, the number A is a number like, let me just give you what it is. It's like a 1 point something or a 2 point something, 3 point something, 4 point something, 5 points, all the way up to 9 points. So the thing is, it's going to be a number that is not 0. So you have to push it behind 0 to start. So you can't start it here. You're going to have to start it here. So you're going to have to start the significant, the standard form after 0, after a digit that is not 0. Understand? Coming from left to right. So it's going to be 2.2083 times 10 raised to some power. And we're going to discuss what we put there. So what I'm saying, when you look at your original figure, you have to put the decimal point after a digit that is not 0 to start it. Matter of fact, after the first digit that is not 0 to start it. So then you can now see where we have 2.2. Then you're going to ask yourself, how many times did it move to get there? Let's check. It moved 1, 2 places to get there. So because it moved 2 places to get there, this will be a 2. but it could be a positive 2 as well as it could be a negative 2. Now, if the original number is a 0 point something number, it is a negative number. So because this original number was a 0 point, then the power of must be negative. Another thing that you could use to remember, if you're moving, if you realize you move from left to right, if you remember, and this is something you'd have to know if you remember that. If you move from left to right, it's going to be a negative power. All right. If you move from right to left, it will be a positive power. And when I said if you move, I'm talking the decimal point. So you'll see that this decimal point was moving from left to right till it reached right there, left to right until it moved there. So it is a negative power. And that's all we're saying about standard form. You always would have to work it out like that and move like that. All right, so those are the first set of questions that you'll get, right? Some fractions, some rounding off to decimal place, standard form, significant figures, all the time. All right, hit the likes as you come on, guys. And subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. It's gonna be a channel that will help you to get that grade 1 in CXC. So subscribe to the channel from now. All right, let's go. Now we're looking at this. Let me rewrite this for you. This is for 3 marks, as you could see here. So we have 2x, and we have open bracket x plus 7 open close, and we have minus 3 open bracket 2x minus 1. We have that, and basically what we want to do is to remove the bracket and simplify. So that is the idea. We intend to remove the bracket and simplify. Now, you might have heard the distributive law. And with the distributive law, whatever is outside the bracket will be used to be distributed inside. Yes, Sabrina, you're going to multiply whatever is outside by everything inside. Exactly. So what we're going to do now is to say 2x times the x, and then we're going to have 2x times the 7, then negative 3 times the 2x, then negative 3 times the negative 1. So when you're doing that, you're actually multiplying. So let us carry out this and then see. Guys, allow me to put some little brackets for my multiplication. For example, 2x times x. That's what I'm saying. Then we have positive 2x times 7. Then there is a negative 3. I'm over this side now. And we're going to multiply that by 2x. That same negative 3 will multiply by negative 1. So I'm just using the bracket for multiplication because I don't want us to mix up the x along with the multiplication sign. So please understand. Now let's work it out. 2x times x will give us 2, but x raised to the second power. Then now we have 2x times 7. Let's take a look. 2x times 7, 2 7s 14 with the x. Moving forward, negative 3 times 2x will give us negative 6 with x. Then I'm right here. Negative 3 times negative 1 will give me a positive 3. Now, this is what we have. But guess what? We now need to look. We now need to look to see what's going on and then simplify where necessary. You're going to realize that the only like terms we have, it's right there. And I hope you guys are writing off what's going on now. You should be writing along with me in your math books because this is a big revision. So everybody should be writing and everything. Thank you. All right, let us finalize. You will agree that, guess what? We have to write back the 2x to the second power, because there is nothing to the second power. But with the 14x and we minus the 6x, we're going to be left with positive 8x. And there's nothing for the number 3, we write it back. I am expecting that for the final answer. Take a look at it, see if you're comfortable. If you have any question that you would like to ask, now is the time just to push out that question. All right, just to push out the question. I'm here, I'm looking Looking for any question regarding the working out that we just got. Remember, I said to you, these are exam type questions, and I want you to make sure that you have it. All right, revisit this as many times. The video will be saved online on the channel. You go back and you rewatch it and take your time, making sure that you understand, because at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you understand everything that's going on. All right, so let's go to another question. All right, let's go to another question. Another question, guys. Let's go to another question. All right, let's go for that. Go for that. So now we have, let me write this at the side. This is for 2 marks. So this is a little less work than what we just did. So it is 3a minus 9 open bracket a plus 5. All right, so that's what we have to deal with right about now. That's what we have to deal with. That's what we have. All right, people. Giving everybody a chance to work out their math. Giving everybody a chance to work out their math. All right, let's go. Let's go. When you get a question like this, you see the thing that is exactly beside the bracket. See, I highlight that little number 9 for you. And I want you, it's -9. And I want you to pay attention to the fact that there is nothing between the -9 and the bracket. That means you don't see a plus between it or a minus between it or a division. It means that it's multiplied. What we have to do whenever we see anything like this, any time at all, is that the idea is suggesting that we're going to take this number here, which is -9, and we're going to multiply by the a. We're still going to take that -9 and we're going to distribute it again to that 5. So you're going to carry out that and then see what's going on. At the same time, this 3a, I'm highlighting this for us, this 3a, as you could see there, you're not going to be using that until you have removed the brackets and see what's going on, right? So that is the approach. That is the approach. All right. Edwards, you were asking me to go over that one more time. Let me finish this one and then we'll go back because I just saw that. All right. So let's continue with this. So we have 3a, the -9 will multiply by the a. So I could put this since it's an a. And that same -9 will multiply by 5. So that's what we call the distributive law. You're distributing what is right outside the bracket inside by everything, right? Now let's put this down. The 3a is still there, but the -9 times a is -9a, and the -9 times 5 is -45. So we have 3a minus 9a, and this is where we're going to do some together like terms, putting things together that are alike to see what ought to be done. Think about this. If you have 3 minus 9, think about how it sounds to yourself and you realize that's a -6 because 3 and then a -9. So we're talking about 3 minus 9 will give us a -6a, and then the -45 must be written. Sometimes people try to do something with this. You can't do anything with this because the -6a and the -45 are not alike. There are 2 different types of term. One is what we call a constant, meaning it's just a number without any letters attached to it. And the other one is -6a, all right? Very different. You can't do anything with them, all right? So you're just gonna have to leave it there, and that's how you'll get your 2 marks there. All right, I want to visit back this. Somebody was saying go over this right there. So I'm going to take some time just to go back over, to talk through it, all right? Just to talk through it. So then we're saying here that when we got this here, I wrote it back and I was saying that, listen, we're gonna use what is outside the bracket to multiply by everything in the bracket, piece by piece. So I'm just going to do it now. 2x multiplied by x, we did it right there. And then the 2x multiplied by the 7, we did it right there. At the same time, the -3 must multiply by the 2x, and it must multiply by the -1. So look at it. -3 times the 2x, and then -3 times the -1. So we take our time and carry them out in one line. It's a mathematical statement of truth that we're writing. Then now you start to do the multiplication. What do I mean? So you'll talk yourself through it. 2x times x, you'll get 2x to the second. How do we get the second when x multiplied by x? That's another power of x. No, so it becomes 2 power. All right. Now we have 14x minus. So the 2 times the 2x and the 7 will give you the 14x. And then the -3 times the 2x will give you the -6x. And then the -3 times -1 will give a +3. So that is how we got those. I want you to understand that like terms are variables raised to the same power. We only have these as like terms. These are the only like terms that we have now. This don't have anything matching it because we don't see anything to the second power, so we write it back. The +3, we don't see any raw number, just number alone, so we had to write it back. But these in the middle, they are from the same family. It's the family of x. So we have 14x minus 6x, and that gives us +8x. That is why we had it there in the middle. So you put that together, man, and collect your marks and go. All right. So that was what happened, Edwards. I hope that you have a better understanding now of that. All right, moving along because we have a number of things to work on in the man. Lots. Here now we have what is called multiplying two binomials. Let me put them here for you. It's going to be similar to that we have. So anybody who wants to run ahead, work it out and post your answer, it's fine. Run ahead, post your answer for that. All right, Kayla, post your answer. Sabrina, Williamson, post your answer. All right. Now, what we're doing here, we're multiplying two brackets together. There are two things in there. That is why I said binomial. Bi means two. So the idea is that when you have two brackets multiplying, I'll give you the principle. You'll focus on the first bracket. Every element from the first bracket must be used to multiply by all the elements from the second bracket, just like that. That is the idea. Now you're going to set it down and relax. It's no rush. Now in the first, this is the first bracket. This is the second bracket. Let me repeat. All the elements from the first bracket will be used to multiply by the elements in the second bracket. And what do you think I mean? This is what I mean. X will multiply by x minus 2. +7 will multiply by x minus 2. Now look, x will multiply by everything over here. +7 will multiply by everything over here. That is why we have all of that set up. Look at it. Look at it. Look what's going on. Now, when you do that, you're going to carry out like what we're doing just now. Look, x times x, x times -2, +7 times x, +7 times -2. So as soon as you're set up to operate, you realize that what you have is now representing something that you were doing earlier on. All right, Eddie. All right. So now let's continue to move on, right? Let's continue. Let me blow this up a little bigger so that you can see it way bigger now. Watch this. Now we want to continue. So now we're going to have x times, allow me to write a bracket for this, x times x, and this is a positive x too, times x. This is a positive x here. So I have to say positive x times -2. Normally, I don't show positive when I write the first thing. That's why I didn't put it there. It's because it's the first one I'm writing and it is positive. So it's okay, it's understandable by the world. But by the time I'm supposed to go inside, because other things are already written, I have to show that it's a positive x times a negative 2. Now it is a positive 7 times x. It is a positive 7 times negative 2. So I want us to take our time to look what's going on. It's the same thing. Now we're going to carry out the multiplication. X times x. X times x. When you multiply things that are the same, like letters that are the same, or even numbers that are the same, you increase their power by the powers that you have. So x times x will give us x to the second power. X times negative 2 will give me negative 2 with an x. 7 times x will give me positive 7x. And 7 times negative 2 will give me negative 14. We want to stop and look at all of this that we have right about now. We have to take a look at it. In looking at this, you would realize again that this is where we have our common term, the negative 2x, along with the positive 7x. If you look at the other things to the right and to the left of it, you will realize that they have nothing in common up there. All right, there's nothing in common. Yes, the video is saved on my channel automatically. So that is why I'm happy that we're doing this, because the video will be there. That means you could check it back later. You could check it back tomorrow. You could check it back every single day, going over back the thing right up until the day of your exam. You could be checking it even the morning to the exam. You will have it. All right. So it is there saved for you. It is there saved for you. So don't worry, it is there. The moment you come off the live and thing and go back on it after we're finished, it's going to be up there. All right. Don't worry about that. So the question is, somebody's saying, go back over that. All right, go back over that. All right, so I'm just going to talk you back through this. We're not done, but I could talk you through it, no problem. I'm going to highlight as I talk. We're talking about, let me move this so that I don't want anybody to think that is something unique. I'm going to highlight, this x will multiply by this. It will also multiply by the negative 2. So let's look, x times the x, that's me doing it same time. And then the x times the negative 2 right there. We're going to find out what the result is after, but I just want us to see what's going on. This positive 7 will multiply by the x, which is positive 7 times x. That same positive 7 will multiply by the negative 2. Follow my arrows. So this is the 7 times the negative 2. Remember, you have to do that based on the principle of multiplying two brackets. You set it up here. Why did we do this? This is the x times all of that bracket over here. And this is the positive 7 times that same bracket here. That's what we did here. So we set it up to work it out. That is the setup for it. Now let's take a little time and look. When you do that, it's your responsibility now with your algebraic skills to walk yourself through it. And what do I mean? I'm talking about x times x. And that is going to give us x to the second. I'm talking about x times negative 2. And that will give us negative 2x. I'm talking about 7 times x. Yeah? And then 7 times negative 2. Finally, nothing for the x squared. But you see, the negative 2 plus the 7x is going to give us positive 5x. I think I see that answer. You're leaving out the x. Just the x is left off. Williamson, double check it. And then we're talking about negative 14. So be careful, don't leave off your x's and stuff like that. But not bad, you don't have to delete, you know. That is, if you put a comment and it's not, and you think there is an error, nothing is wrong. Just type the correct one after that, man. Don't erase your errors, because that is what guide you not to make that same error again. I don't erase my errors, I might cross them out, but I'll leave it there as a reminder. All right, we're going for more. Let's go for more. All right. All of those questions will just be question 1. So it has many parts. Now question 2, as you could see, will be algebra fraction. So you could see big and bold, it's an algebra fraction. It says 8 x over 8 plus 2y over 4. It's algebra. We are adding fractions. Remember though, when you're adding fractions, it doesn't matter if it is algebra or anything, as long as you're adding fractions. If the denominators are not the same, you must use LCM. And you're definitely seeing that the denominators are not the same right now. Not the same. Just take a look at it. The denominators are not the same. One is 8, one is a 4. We're adding. Look, we're adding. That means we're going to have to use LCM. The LCM, though, for an 8 and a 4, it is 8. So then 8 could go into that, as well as 4 could go into that. So what we're going to do now is to divide that 8 into 8. And it's going to be 1 time. So that 1 will multiply by anything up there. 1 times x will give us x. Then the 4 will divide into the 8, and it's going to go 2 times. So that 2 will multiply by anything on top of that 4. So it is 2y times 2, which will give us positive 4y. This is the final answer for that. Now, I want you to look on what's going on. That's the final answer. And it being the final answer, you know, I want you to take away this, take away this right now. It being the final answer. Some people tend to want to cancel, like they want to cancel the 4 and the 8. You can't cancel if you see addition or subtraction. You can't cancel whenever there is addition or subtraction. I repeat, you cannot cancel if there is addition or subtraction. That math is finished. So make note of that. All right. Somebody was asking about 4. Very good question. Let me clear up that for you, Maro. A multiple has to be as small as the numbers, but bigger. So the lowest multiple can be the number that is there, could be it, but it can't get smaller. So in other words, if we're looking at 8, the multiples of 8 will start at 8 and then keep adding 8. So if you think about your 8 times, 8 1 8, 8 2 16, 8 3 24, 8 4 32. Those are multiples of 8. And if you notice, I'm telling you the multiplication table is the multiples. So the lowest multiple of any number is itself. Watch this now. If you're talking about 4, 4 1's 4, 4 2's 8, 4 3's 12, and 4 4's 16, blah, 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 and it goes on. What is the common multiple of 4 and 8? It is 8. Common. It's the smallest one that is common. Yeah? I could continue to show you that there is more. 4 5 20, 4 6 is 24. Look, there's another multiple which is common, but it's not the smallest. LCM means lowest common multiple. So then that is why we had to choose 8, and it can't be 4 because 4 is not a multiple of 8. And we needed something that 8 could go into and 4. That is why we chose the 8. 8 into itself as well as 4 into itself. Mara, you need to let me know if you get what I just said, why it couldn't be 4 in this case. All right, Mara? All right. So you could just let me know if you get it, that part of the deal. We have more coming. We have more. We have more. We have more. Here we have another idea. If you feel like you want to work it, go ahead. All right, work it out. But this is what it says, though. It says 3x over 5p minus p over q. 3 exactly. All right, Mario, I see it, Mario, I see it. Very good, sir. All right. So now we're looking at it, we're saying that, listen, 3x over 5p minus p over q. Let me write it at the side here. Let me write it by the side. And then I'm going to assist you now in how do you choose what to do. Now, watch this. How you could pick up your marks in an exam and you see this. You're subtracting, you know, watch, you're subtracting. Let me highlight it. We're subtracting. The denominators are different. All right, that's fine. We still need an LCM. Now, whenever you see pure letters and numbers mixing, use them back. You could put a little bracket around them if you want, and your teacher will be fine with that. So if you feel like that's the approach, you have to put back both of them, it's fine. Let me repeat again. If you see letters as your different denominators, you could use back the letters exactly. For example, 5p in a bracket, q in a bracket. Some people might say 5pq, that's fine, all right? I'm only doing this for you especially because I'm saying, guess what? This is like the simplest way we could put this, right? So this is the LCM, using back the things under here. So when it is not numbers where you could find a number that could go into, you can use back the letters that you see under there along with anything. So you're using back the two denominators. Imagine now you're going to divide 5p into 5pq. Think about it. The 5p would have canceled itself and q would be left. So q come up here and multiply. Tell me if you understand that now. Because the 5, because if you say 5p into 5pq, 5p cancel itself. The q goes up and multiply. So we have 3qx or q 3x, anything you want to write. But normally, I prefer you put the number out front and then put the letters after. All right, no, the LCM could not be PQ because there's a 5 under there. So you have to make sure that the 5 could go into something. That is why we use back 5P, so that 5P go into 5P. And we use the Q so that the Q go into the Q. So we combine it and say it's 5PQ. You can't leave out the number because Brittany, because you're going to end up in problem. Because I want to say 5P into 5PQ. Listen to the sound of it. You have to put back everything under there. All right. Now we're going to say Q into 5PQ, and then we're left with 5P. When you multiply this, you'll get minus 5P to the second. Let me highlight that little thing. See it there? Remember, I know when you multiply Q times Q, you get Q to the second power. Miss Rowe, I want you to comment on whether or not you understand why we had to put the 5 there. Remember, you were asking, and I was saying that, yes, man, use it, use it. You can't just use the PQ. You have to cater to the 5 that is there. Just let me know if you understand that. You can just drop a comment right there as you come, right? All right. Let me finalize this piece here. Remember, guys, you're supposed to come back and check these as often as you can leading up to the exam. You will see questions exactly like these. These are exam questions. So I'm leaving it in a bracket. It's okay if you do it like that, not stressing anything. All right. All right. Mario, you're asking, what about the 3QX? Oh, sir, what about? Yes, man. Yes, Mario. All right, you have 3Q square X. No, there is no square there. There is no square on the X. No, you couldn't have a square on the X because we never had two X's multiplying. I never see an X multiplied there. It was just the Q that went up top. So it was the Q that multiplied by the 3X. So it is 3QX. There was no XX up there. So be careful of that. No, you cannot, Edwards, you cannot use PQ alone because there is a 5 as a part of the denominator. So you need to have the 5 down there so that the 5 could go into itself as well. So you don't have to use the bracket. You don't have to use the bracket. The only reason why I use the bracket, I just want people to see what's going on. You don't. So yes, you could just write it as this. You could have just written 5Q, 5PQ as the LCM. It is the same thing there. I have a little reason why I wrote it like that. If you did this, it is perfect. Matter of fact, that is how I do it all the time. It's just because I want everybody to see that whenever you feel like you're stressed, you can write back this in a bracket and that under there, and you are correct. As the teacher marking it, I will have to give it correctly to you if you do it that way. as well as if you do it this way, that is like perfect as well. So they are both perfect. All right. Okay, Miss K. Powell, you have the video to watch over. You miss out a number of things. All right, so we're wrapping up that one. I love the questioning and everything. Keep the questions coming, guys. Keep the questions coming. Study the table below and fill in the blanks. You're going to get a question like this. At the CXC level, we call this one observation. It is called the observation question / pattern. If you notice over the years, you would have been seeing these coming on your exams, you know, in first form, second form. I think the pandemic messed up a lot of things, but it's always on it because it is at number 7 for CXC. All right, let's go. All right, let me kind of put these in a little, in their own little boxes. So I'm going to draw some line for us so that we could see what's going on. All right, let me just draw some lines. Yeah, I'm just putting some lines so we could see what's going on, right? Let's get some lines for you. I want everything to look good, right? Getting some lines, yeah. All right. Getting some lines for you. All right, so there it is. So let's look at it now. All right. So basically, I just kind of put it in a table format so you could see it a little better. A little better, a little better. So here's the thing now. Let me minimize this now. We want to look at that. All right. So the thing is, we have a thing says number of dot, pattern connecting L and D, and number of lines. All right. So this is an idea. Whether or not you understand what these are talking about, I can tell you what you have to do is to observe everything going on. But how I want you to observe this is in a special way. I want you to observe line by line, line by line, line by line. We're going to be looking at it line by line, line by line. So don't stress yourself too much. We're going across line by line, line by line. Come on. That's how we're going to be dealing with it. So I want everybody to look now. Look at what is going on. This is saying 2 times 7 plus 4. If you do look, there is a 7 here. There's a 2 times 7, then a plus 4. We said, oh, this is 18. All right. If you look at this, there's an 8 here, and this says 2 times 8, then plus 4. 16 plus 4, 20. So if you think about it, you know, it is like anything here is multiplied by 2, then you add 4 to it to get this. What do you think is missing there? What do you think is missing? I want somebody to type in the answer. Come on. Type in your answers quickly. What is that missing spot right here? You get this empty spot to fill out. Based on what you're looking at or what I just said, what will you put at that empty spot there? What will you put at that? All right, K. Powell. K. Powell, you came in late and trust me. Very good, K. Powell. I see your answer. Anybody push out any more answers? Anybody? Any more answers going on? Looking for some answers there. Right. Yes, yes. Send in your answers, guys. Send in those answers. All right. Send in those answers. All right. Send in the answers, everybody. All right. All right. So, very good, very good, very good, very good. So I'm going to drop what my answer is. My answer is 15 because I saw that it says 2 times 15 and the middle number is what is here. It is the middle number that is there. So very good, everybody. Those persons who responded, I'm seeing yes, Mario. Very good, very good. All right, very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. Excellent work. All right. So I definitely would say that excellent work. Excellent work, guys. Excellent work, guys. Very good. All right, let's continue now. Let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue. All right, excellent work. Very good. Very good. All right, let us continue there. So we are looking at now, what if I see 17? All right, what is going to be here? I want some people to tell me now for the middle spot, what will you put for 17? I want to see what is going to go there for 17. Middle spot. What is going to go there for 17? What will you put for there for the spot? Fill out the blanks. Fill out the blank. Exactly. Yes, Janelle Heron, that's how I want to see it. Very good, Sabrina. Excellent, excellent. Woo. All right, so we're talking about 2 times the 17, and then we're going to be adding the 4. What do you get? What do you get? I'm looking at about what? What's the final response over here? Remember, you have to put the final answer all the way over that side. What about the final answer over there? Anybody? I just want to see somebody putting that final answer over the next column now. All the way over there in the next column. What's the final answer? Anybody? All right, looking there. I'm looking for the final answer. All right, Williams, excellent. I agree with you. So I'm just going to drop in that 38. Yes. 38 is excellent there. Very good. All right, let us know this is where a lot of people normally don't get the marks, right? Now they have N. N is here. I want you to think we have an N here. What do we normally do to anything over this side? Do it the same way. Anything that is over here, there is one thing that we do to it here. And I want you to don't feel funny if you see a letter. Just do the same thing that you would have done with the 15 and the 17. Same as how you approach the 17, I'm asking you to approach it the same way. Anybody want to just type in, what will you put beside the N? Based on what you did to the 17, come on, guys. Don't want to spend all day on it. Excellent, right? Excellent. All right, guys. Brittany, excellent. Yes, that is what I am thinking right there. Excellent. Very good. So then you will say 2 times N plus 4. That is fine. 2 times N plus 4 is fine. And then over the other side, very good, Sabrina, we are supposed to simplify that now. When you simplify 2N, 2 times N plus 4, I want somebody to give it to me now without the multiplication sign in it. 2 times N plus 4, I want to see that final thing over the last column, because if you look at the last column, it's like the final thing. All right, so that was the middle column, 2 times N plus 4. So for the final column, I want, all right, be careful. I saw somebody put 6N. So guess what? Be careful. It's not 6N. It is simply 2N plus 4. I want it to be very simple. Remember, 2 times N. Yeah, 2 times N becomes 2N and plus 4. And they are not like terms. So, right, remember, they are not like terms. So you cannot add 2N to a 4. The answer is just 2N plus 4, because they are not like terms. So I don't want us making those errors. All right, see, I fixed it there. I fixed it, guys. So be careful now with that 6N. We can only add or subtract things that are alike. So be advised that you cannot add 2N to 4. It remains 2N plus 4. Just tell me if you understand that. The fact that they are not, yes, 2N plus 4 will be that final response. All right, guys. I hope you see what's going on there. That is very important. Look out for a question like that as well. Look out for a question like that. I'm trying to cover as much as I can, but at the same time, I don't want to rush off without the proper understanding. So see with me as we go. As you come, hit the likes. Hit the likes as you come. Hit the subscribe. Hit the likes and the subscribe. This channel is going to take you to CXC, guys. Hit the likes and the subscribe and be ready. All right, let's go. Question 4. Question 4 says the sector OAB below So let me minimize so you could see that. And let me fix it. It's kind of look a little ugly. So it's like, let me fix this sector for us. All right, just a little like that. All right, yeah. And let me fix that for us. All right, cool. This is P and there's a Q there. All right, so basically this could work. So what we have here is the sector of a circle. So I'm going to read this so that we can understand what's going on. It says the sector of O, all right, this should be PQ. So this is OPQ, right? So the sector of OPQ below has radius, this is 15, so this is an arrow, has radius 15 cm, right? And a sector angle of 80 degrees, all right, fine. All right, so then it says use the diagram to show in part 1 and 2 that and pi is equal to that. Write your answers correct to 1 decimal place. All right. So let me just explain. All the answers that we're going to give, they want 1 decimal place for it. All the answers. So when we work out these answers, we're just going to put it to 1 decimal place when we are ready. Right? So that is what is going to happen there. Right? That is what is going to happen. Let us move this up. First question. Let's see what the first question is. The first question says that we're supposed to find the area of the sector. Believe it or not, in an exam like this, we will give you the formula. CXC give you this formula, and that is why this formula is here, and it's telling you how to find the area of a sector. So don't feel threatened or worried. It's not a hide and seek idea. So the formula for the area of the sector will be given to you just as though it is given there. It says the angle, which is here, over 360. And let me tell you, the reason why it is over 360 is because a sector, hold on, let me just show you quickly for some people who probably don't remember. A sector, yeah, that's my circle right there. Let me just take off the color, right there. A sector comes from a circle, comes from the center of the circle, like that. Yeah? See that? So the sector comes from the center of the circle, like that I have here. Check out what I'm doing for you to see what's going on, basically. Don't worry yourself too much, right? Sector comes from the center of the circle, right there. Right there. All right, let me fix this. Sometimes I have a little problem connecting the thing the way I really want it. So that's the thing with this right now. All right, I think I'll work with that. All right. I'm saying to you that the sector comes from the center of the circle. So you will definitely see that a circle, the total degree in a circle is 360 degrees. And that is why we're saying that the sector, like this 80, is like 80 out of the 360. That's why the formula always have that thing there. Anything you get here will go over the 360 because a circle total degree is 360. So then to find the area of a sector, it's just going through the formula. So it's going to be pi r square, yes, pi 3.14 times r square 15 times 15, and you multiply this by 80 over 360. So what we're saying is that this is what you're going to use, right? So basically, you know, a very nice way of doing this, you know, guys, a very nice way of doing this. Take out your calculators. When you're in grade 10, is a calculator to the job. Don't worry yourself. So you're going to, on your calculator, you're going to put all the numbers at the top. Like you could put these over 1 if you want, just for you to see the numbers at the top. So I want us to work out something for me. I'm going to put the numbers at the top first, and then it's going to be divided by the number at the bottom, because at the bottom, it's really 360, because 1 times 1 times 1 times 360 still give you 360 at the bottom. But at the top, you will have 3.14. So I'm taking one extra step to help. 3.14 times 15 times 15 times 80. All right? 3.14 times 50. Yes, yes, yes. I'm seeing somebody putting up the stuff there. Yes, very good, Sabrina Bailey. So then I want you to write for me 56,520, and then divide that now by the 360. And the final answer is 157. Yes, Benjamin. Benjamin, I like the way you connect with that one just now. I remember now, what unit of measure was here? Centimeter. Area is square unit, so you put cm square. Very good, Sabrina and Benjamin. Excellent working out. Very good. So guys, you have to just take your time and work out these. So that is the area of that sector there. All right. All right. All right. All right. So I'm basically I'm saying very good, guys. Keep on texting. Very good. I see some people really working hard here. It seems as if we're going to have to do another one if the time gives us in the future to do one more, because I think I like this. All right, let's go for the next one. It says, for the sector above, which is the same thing we just looked at, find the length of the arc PQ using that formula. So you see, even when we're going to ask about the length of the arc, we will give you the formula. All right. So then let's go back and take a look at it. They said find the length of the arc PQ. Remember, I know PQ is coming from here all the way there. That is what we're going to find. The length of the arc PQ. So let's go for that. See there, the length of the arc PQ. So the arc is the circular thing. You see, when you do your circle thing and you don't go all the way around to form a full circle, then you're actually dealing with what is called an arc. Matter of fact, the circle is a big circular arc. Understand? So when you stop partway, it's an arc. So from P to Q is an arc. There's a formula to find it. There is a formula. So it's coming from what is called the circumference. That is why they have this part. So that is like the circumference, and we're taking a fraction of the circumference. So it's going to be 2 times 3.14 times R. Remember, R was 15. And we're going to multiply that by 80 over 360, just the same. We could put this over 1, and we could do that. So basically, we could do that setup. And I still want us to do that extra step. We're going to put everything over 360 there. Find out what is on top for me. 2 times 3.14 times 15 times 80. I think it is 7,536. Confirm with me, class. Then you'll divide that by 360. And every answer must be to 1 decimal place if you get decimal. So I got 20.9333, but they did say give the answer to 1 decimal place. So it is 20.9. For even this one, I just remember that they had said 1 decimal place. So I have to put 157.0. Please remember that they did say everything to 1 dp. That means even if you don't see any decimal, you have to put 0.0 to get 1 mark to show them that you just gave them the 1 dp, right? So I did not even remember that up there. Remember, I read it for you early. Well, I forgot. And then see, I'm fixing the 157 to 157.0 because the instruction said they want every one of the answers to 1 dp. So please understand that. It's no biggie. If you don't have a decimal place, and the teacher wants 1 dp, just put 0.0 and gone. All right, I think you guys are really working it, you know. This seem all right. Now let's go again. Let's go again. Now we want to find the perimeter of the sector. Perimeter, you know. So what I'm going to do is to recreate the diagram here for us. I'll recreate this diagram for us very quickly. So we have line. See if I can draw some better lines here. Line. I have line. All right. So I have that. And then we do have something like that. And then there is an angle here of 80. There was a 15 here. And we knew that this is also 15 because this is 0. This is OP. And this is OQ. So we're saying that because this is a radius, we know that this is the same distance. Remember, we found this to be 20.9. So what we do have is that, remember the 20.9, you know, is the distance from P to Q, which is from here to right there. So we're going to have to add up for perimeter, because remember, perimeter means the distance along the boundary. So you want to add up everything. So perimeter here is going to equal to, come on guys, perimeter, yeah, is going to equal to 15 plus 15 plus 20.9. Take out your calculator, don't make a mistake. I think this is 50.9, right? So we have a 15 plus 15 plus 20.9, and there we have it, 50.9 coming out, right? 50.9. 50.9, very good. Very good. I see some people working out there. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. Keep the comments coming. All right, very good, very good, very good. Very good. So we'll get questions like those. And that's your number 4 question. So on the exam coming, your number 4 question will look like that. All right. So if you feel like you're understanding these, or remember you have the chance to go back and revisit the ideas, here it is. Now, the number 5 question, now we've gone back into some algebra. So we're going to be solving equations there. We're going to be solving equations. Now, we will be solving the equations. Anybody that is on, as long as you come on, you hit the likes button and subscribe. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so as we speak. Don't be afraid, because this is a channel that is going to take you through your CXCs, right? Right here, daily maths concepts. All right, so here is the deal though. Let's walk through this. We're going to be solving the following simple equation. All right, solving, which means that at the end of the day, we want to find the unknown. I want you to ignore this thing here. It doesn't mean anything. It's an error. So I'll rewrite this for you. It's 4 open bracket x plus 11, and this is equal to 18. This is a very simple question, so let us go for it. It says here to solve, but to solve, guys, what I want to do is to clear up the bracket and see what's going on. So we're talking about 4x. So we are multiplying, as you could see, we're multiplying the 4 times the x and then the 4 times 11. So it's 4x plus 44 equal 18. So 4x plus 44 equal 18, guys, right? 4x plus 44 equal 18. All right. Now, remember you want to find x. So what you're going to have to do is to get rid of the 44 on the left side. Remember the principle. Whenever you're solving, whatever is done to the left side has to be done to the right side. Therefore, if I subtract 44, now somebody might just ask as well, why do we subtract 44? I will ask a question by saying, if 44 is adding to my left side and I need to remove 44, what's the inverse movement, or what's the inverse operation to add in 44? And you will say to reverse it is to subtract it. Yes, you are correct. And then if you do that on one side, which is to subtract 44, you have to subtract from the other side so that the mathematics is very balanced. Right. I'm seeing some stuff coming out. Continue to show the working in the chat, guys. Don't stop. Very good, very good, very good. So now if I rewrite what we have, check this out. Now I'm going to rewrite what we have now. We're going to have, hold on guys, my pen is acting up at this moment. All right, hold on, I think it's soon come back. So we have 4x, which is equal to 18 minus 44. That's going to give us about negative 26. All right, hold on. All right, my pen, hold on. All right, let me fix the pen. I don't think it is working right. All right. All right, I still don't feel it coming back. All right, hold on. Having a little pen issue. I don't like how yes to look, so I'm trying to fix this. All right, hold on, guys. Let me just fix this for us. All right. Let's hope that it comes back now. All right, it's back. There it is. So we have 4x equal to negative 26. So we have 4x equal to negative 26, negative 26. So we're going to divide both sides by 4 so that the x is alone. Because when you're dividing, you see there, the 4 cancel itself there, leaving x. So we actually have x is equal to negative 26 over 4. Negative 26, divide that by 4, and you get negative 6.5. That's fine. Let me look if anybody had that in the chat waiting. All right, everybody working on negative 26. And yes, continue to show the working, guys. So x is equal to negative 6.5. So basically, we are applying our regular solving of equation there. And I like how people are dropping in the answers there in the chat, right? Like how you're dropping the answers in the chat. So let us move this one up. Remember that these stuff are there. The videos are saved, so you don't have to worry. Let's go for this other one here. Let's check this out. 5x minus 7 is equal to 10. It's a negative. Brittany Gilfillan, it's not positive, you know, it's negative. It's negative, Maro, negative. Check it. Put it on your calculator. It's negative 6.5, so be careful. Be careful there. Yes. All right. What we're doing here, we're trying to solve this one. 5x minus 7 equal 10. Again, I want to leave the 5x for last. I need to get rid of that negative 7 that is there. How do you get rid of a negative 7? You add 7. So we'll add 7 and balance the equation by adding 7 to the other side. So rewriting what you have, we'll have 5x equal to 17. All right. So 5x is now equal to 17. Now 5x is equal to 17, and I need to find x. I'm going to divide by 5, divide both sides by 5. X is equal to 17 over 5. You can leave it as that final answer. I am telling you that will give you your final answer as 17 over 5. Somebody might say 3.4, and you'll get your answer. So if you give me that, it is correct. If you give me that, it is correct. So you don't have to stress out yourself too much. 5x equals 17 was a very good move, Royal. So Royal, you're on the go. I like the fact that you're working, dropping the working in the chat as we go. I need some more people to start commenting about that. All right, Nisi, vibing with Nisi. All right, reverse the method. All right, I think you want to say the inverse method there. No problem. All right, let's continue. Let's continue seeing what's going on there. Let's move up this. All right, let me write what this one is. So we're going to put this one a little to the side. I'm going to put this one up here. So this one down here, I'm going to rewrite it up here. So let me draw a very quick line just to separate what we have up here. Let's draw a line that we're going to put that here. So I'm going to put this working right here. Yeah. Yeah, let's put it right there. Let me change the color. It's a blue day. All right. All right. So we have that there. So we're going to put this up here. It is 5x plus 4 equal to 2x minus 15. So this down here, I just put it up top up there. All right. So we could work on down, give ourselves space and stuff like that. Continue. Throw out your working, see what's going on. Guys, whenever you have the unknown on two sides though, look, we have the unknown here and here. So it is on two sides like this. You need to decide which side you want to carry it on. It's okay to decide that you want to carry it on the left side. It's fine if you want to do that. But remember, if I am going to get the x's on the left side, then I only need the x's on the left side. So it means that this number 4 will have to come on the other side. So you see, if we're rearranging the things to collect things, we want to collect things. We group the like terms first. Exactly. Paul, it sounds like you're a teacher right there. So we want to group up the like terms, which is exactly what we need to do. So then, in grouping the like terms, remember though, you have to be working your mathematics as you go. And what do you think I mean? How do you remove this? You're going to have to subtract 2x, you know? And then you have to show me that anything you do to one side will happen to the other side. So in your mind, you'll know that this is going to disappear on you when you're ready for the next step. The positive 4, which you want to group up with a negative 15, you can't just put it there, you know. Mathematically, you will say, if this is a plus 4, I have to subtract 4. So this piece, you know, when you write the next step, will disappear because it's going to turn a 0. But you would have to balance by saying, you know, that I subtract 4 from the left side. I am going to have to subtract 4 from the right side as well. Very good, very good. I'm seeing some very good move, Royal. So now we're talking about 5x minus 2x equal to negative 15 minus the 4. Excellent organizing of term, Royal. And that is how we expect to see. Now, putting together this 5x minus 2x will leave us with 3x. And then negative 15 minus 3 minus 4 will give us negative 19. The maths is not finished because it is our responsibility to make sure that the x is alone. I have 3x here, but I don't need so many x's. So anybody want to quickly tell me what is the approach? What are we going to do right now? Anybody want to tell me what are we going to do? What is the guiding principle at this moment to get the x alone? We have 3x equal to negative 19. Anybody want to tell me what it is that we're about to do now? Or mathematically, what is the next step? What is the only step now to sort this problem? Giving everybody a chance. Giving everybody a chance. Royal, it's not 7, you know, it's 2, it's 3x because you subtract. You add 5 and you take 2 from it. So that leaves you with a 5, with a 3, should say. So Royal, check that out. So finally, what we're going to do here is that we want to divide both sides by 3. There it is. So x is actually equal to negative 19 over 3. That's fine. That's a final answer. For some of you who always want to work in decimal, it's negative 19 divided by 3 on your calculator. All right. And it is approximately negative 6.33. And it depending, and it goes on. So you could stop it there. With that, we'll understand. Negative 6.33. Yes, Heron, to divide by 3. Exactly. Exactly what I was thinking. Very good. All right. Very good. Surprising that we never had more coming out, guys, to see what's going on. But we have to keep pushing, don't it? All right, let's go for the next question. Talking about stuff that you're expecting to see on your exam. Question 6 will look like this. So above, that was a question 5. It's an algebra. And then we're going to go back into some measurement for a question 6. So we're looking at a question like this, right? We have a cylinder here. Let me just finally bring down these 2 little things to finalize. That is our cylinder there. Touch it up, finalize it. All right, good. So that is our cylinder there. So let's see, let's read the narrative. It says, given that the volume of the cylinder below is 500, oh, the volume. So this is a cube right here. That's a cube. 540 cm cube. And the height, you know. So we get the volume. So the volume is that, and the height is 102 cm. All right, them say use pi as 22 over 7, right? So they said use pi as 22 over 7 in this case. Volume is equal to pi r square h. All right, so here it is, they're telling you what volume equal to, you know. So when you're talking about volume of a cylinder, it's pi r square h, meaning the area of the base is pi r square, you know that? That's what the question is telling you now. That area down there is pi r square. And you know why it is pi r square? Because pi r square is for a circle, and it's a circle down there. See there? So it's pi r square times the h, and it turns into what is called volume. That's it. So volume is pi r square times h. All right, so that is a formula that was given to you. What we want to do now, though, is to see the first question. Calculate the radius in cm to 1 decimal place. This is a very thinking question that you're going to have to think about. In order to find the radius, guys, and guess what? You're going to get a question like this. In order to find the radius, you're going to have to put together what you got. We got volume, which is equal to 540 cm cube. We got the height, which is equal to 1 or 2 cm. The question says, can you use that to find the radius of the circle? Yes, we can, but we have to think. Now, remember, it is said that volume is equal to pi r square h. Look if you don't see the r in this formula. See there? But the square is attached to it. Nothing is wrong. We will save the r square for last. And then we take the square root and find r. So then let us utilize this formula and substitute at the appropriate places. We want to substitute at the appropriate places. What do I mean? Volume is 540. Put it where volume is, right there. 540 is equal to pi. They told you to use pi as 22/7. Use anything they give you. Times r squared times 1 or 2 over 1. Because look at it. So is that we're substituting what we know. So you realize that after doing that, you're like, oh. So I want to find out the value for all of those numbers, and then I'll tell you what to do. Let's take our time and work. Let's write back that 540 for now. Let's work out some stuff, right? Let's work out some stuff. Let's work out the number part. So to work out the number part, I want you to work out this. I'm going to put it at the side here so you could see. Oh, I'm going to put it over here. What I want you to work out now. So the numbers, I want you to put 22/7 times 102/1. I want you to work out that. And that is going to go beside r squared. So we're not rushing it. So let us do that together. 22 divided by 7, yeah? Then multiply that by 102. All right, and I'm going to write it. I get 320 point. I'm going to stop it at 2dp57 multiplied by r squared. So just in case you're asking, how did we get that? Look over here. I'm showing you that the numbers that we got, we want to work them out to get one number for it. So when I say 22 over here, see it here, 22/7, and then multiply that by the 102, I get 320.57 beside the r squared. That is fine. The aim is like we're setting up the question, you know, because what we're going to do now, guys, check it out. What we want to do now is to try to get the r squared by itself first. So we're going to have to divide by 320.57. Look at this. 320.57 cancel itself. And we're like, oh, but remember, you know, when we divide one side by one thing, we have to divide the other side by that same thing. Let's look. 540 divide by 320.57. Look what I got on that side. I got 1 point, hold on, let me write it. I got 1.68 equal to r squared, right? That is r, hold on, 1.68 equal to r squared. That's it. So I get 1.68. When I work out this number, I get 1.68 equal to r squared. Now we're going to try to find r. Everybody should remember by now, r has a square on it. So guess what, guys? We're going to have to take the square root and you get the value. That's it, you know? So if you take the square root of 1.68, whatever you get for the answer, that's the radius. And I think they said they wanted to, I'm not sure, I'm going to have to go back, 1.296 is equal to r. But remember, they want certain decimal place for the answer. Let me look if they had said it. No, they didn't. All right, so we're going to just take 2dp. All right, so we'll take 2dp for ourselves. They didn't say. Oh, this is it, 1dp. So it's going to be 1.3 centimeters equal the radius. It's 1.3, see here, 1dp they wanted. So we stop, look to the right, it's a 9, the spot goes up by 1. So that is the answer. Now, this, remember now, this question is on the paper. You'll see a question very similar to this on the paper, asking you to, to work out some stuff like this. What I'm saying is substitution is your best friend. We will give you a formula, so you could substitute the numbers in your formula, take your time, work it down, and apply yourself to it. You will definitely see the answer coming out at you. Very good there. Very good. All right, so you got 3 marks for that. Remember, you can review. Yes, you can review your thing. Look at what you have to look at. Find the total surface area. This one is very technical. We have about 3 questions. 3 questions to wrap it up. So as you could see, we have 3 questions to wrap up. All right, let's go again. Going again at it. All right, going again. All right, so find the total surface area. When they said to find the total surface area, I want you to understand what they're talking about. They're talking about if you're supposed to be rubbing your hand against, if you're supposed to rub your hand against the cylinder itself, what it is that you're touching. That's what they're referring to. If you're supposed to rub your hand against it, what it is that you will be touching. We're asking you what it is that you're touching. That is what we're referring to when they say the total surface area, rubbing your hand against it. So I want us to look on that question there, the total surface area, find the total surface area. We have to, I'm going to put it on the side here, right here at the side. I want you to understand that the cylinder is made up of a circle at the top and like a curved surface with another circle at the bottom, like that. So the surface area is made up of circle 1 plus circle 2 plus this curved surface going around. The curved surface going around. So I want you to understand how that works. The total surface area is 2. Look, if you want to find the total surface area, it's going to be 2 circles. So it's going to be the area, you know, of 2 circles. Total surface area. Let me push that over there. It's going to be the area of 2 circles plus what we call the curved surface. And when we say curved surface, I'm referring to the if you ever seen a tissue holder, yes. Think about a tissue holder. All right, that tissue holder, when you hold it, that curved thing, this is what I'm referring to here when I say the curved surface. And if you look at this tissue holder, you could look through like a binoculars. Those are the 2 circles. So you could find the area of those 2 circles and the area of the curved surface. And then you add everything together. And then you'll get the total surface area. Now, the measurements that you just found are important. So let's go. We just found the radius. Let me write it. The radius is equal to 1.3. And that's the main thing. So the height here was given from beginning, it's 102. And the radius of this circle, that means from here to here, is 1.3. So we're going to work out the 2 circle area and add it to the curved surface. I'm going to give you the formula. For circle, everybody know, a circle is pi r squared. That's the area of a circle. We're going to multiply by 2 because it's 2 circles, one at the top and one at the bottom. I could color them for you. We have 1 circle up here. And there's another circle down there. So we're suggesting that you have area of 2 circles to find, plus the tissue holder looking curved brown part going around. This is how you find the area of it. So you need to make a note of this because the formula will not be given to you. So I'm telling you now, it's 2 pi r h. Now, it's a good thing this video will be saved. So I want you to be thinking about it. All right? You're going to be, so you have to write it down and then you're going to use it for your exam. So putting it together now, let's work out the circles. 2 times pi times r, remember r is 1.3 square. You could work out that, you know. You could work it out, go down. Let's work it out, go down. We're talking about 2 times 22. So 22 divided by 7 times 2 times 1.3 times 1.3. And that part will give us about 10.62 for that part. If you look at this part, it's 2 times pi times r times h. You could put these over 1 if you want. See there? So I wanted to see 2 times pi times r times h. That's just the formula. I am giving it to you. Memorize it, write it down, and use it. So let us check it on our calculator. 2 times, so we have 22 divided by 7, yeah? Times 2 times 1.3 times 102. And the answer for that is 833.49. Let's add everything together. So we want to add 10.62 plus 833.49. The answer is 844.11. This is area, so it is a cm square. Now, they didn't say to anything, find the surface area of the cylinder. All right, fine. So you write that as your answer. I am saying to you, a question like this is coming. Make sure that you look how you work out the curved surface, what is the formula for the curved surface, and utilize it when the time comes. All right? All right. All right. So that's that. That's that. Let's look at what the number 7 question looks like. It's similar. So your number 7 will be similar. Sorry. Your number 7 will be similar to the one you did just now. But let's see what they're asking here. It says the sector OAB below has radius 18 and a sector angle of 55 degrees. All right. Use the diagram to show in part 1 and 2. That's those questions are coming. We're using pi as 3.14 this time. And write your answers correct to 1 decimal place. The one, the area of the sector. This is similar to what we did before. All right. So they said find the area of the sector. Let's find it. The area of the sector is going to be pi 3.14 this time. R is there times 18 square times 18. And you multiply that by 55 over 360. So basically, you're setting up the formula again. So it is pi r square, and then you're taking the angle over 360. That's what we're doing. So now let's do the working out. As usual, I'm going to ask you to take an extra step. 360 is at the bottom. We're talking about 3.14 times 18 times 18, and we multiply that by 55. And I'm going to write this 55954.8. So I'm going to divide that by 360 now to get my real answer. So my real answer is 155.43. It is an area question, so it is going to be cm square. So we're saying that the area of this sector, all of that, and when we say the area of the sector is everything including the shaded area. The area of the sector is all of this. All of that, everything single thing, everything, including the shaded area. So I'm going to show you though where this question is going. So I'm putting this in green so that you could see it properly, what you just found. You found everything in green just now. We found the green. We found the green. All right. Sorry about the little pieces that went on. So we found the green, basically. So that's the area of the sector, all of that. There's a shaded area, it covers it. The area of sector is the big thing. When you buy a pizza and you like that pizza and you pull out that pizza, if you notice that's like a sector you're eating, you know? So it seems as if you guys eat a lot of sectors because I know you guys love the pizza. All right. So then we found that, but you know that we did a question similar to this part, but it's the end product of the question that is important. Look at this. Calculate the area of the triangle using the formula. So you're going to get a special formula, guys. See it there? You're going to get that formula to find the area of the triangle. And I'm going to show you what it means. So I'm going to draw back this sector here so that you could understand what they're talking about, A and B. There's a 55 here. There is 18 here, and you know that this is 18. They are saying A is like 18 and B is like 18. So this A and B here is their radius referring to. So that formula is a trigonometry formula to find the area of a triangle. But remember now, there's a triangle here. Look at that. If you look back at the figure, you'll see that triangle coming out. So the line is there. Look, I'm going to go back. See the triangle? You see the triangle? So I'm going to show you the triangle. See here? This part is the triangle right there. That part is the triangle. So we are saying that there's a formula to find the area of the triangle only. So we're going to find the area of the triangle using that. So here it is. I create the diagram. The A and the B, you see, is 18 and 18. In other words, it's the radius that you're going to be using. So the area of that triangle that is a part of the sector, yeah, is going to equal to, when they say a half, all right, you can put 0.5 times 18 times 18. And then you're going to go on your calculator. And there is a thing called sin. You're going to touch it. And then you put the angle right there. So guys, this question is on your paper, but it is not hard because if the formula is given and you have everything, look at what I have. 0.5 is in the formula. Then you have 18 times 18 times the sine of 55. So on your calculator, look, you're going to see SIN. All right. So all you're going to do is to put all of that in your calculator. Also, you have to make sure that your calculator is in degree. Your calculator has to be in degree mode as well. So D has to be on the face of your calculator, looking at it. So I'll work this one out for you. Remember, you'll have me to check for anything that you don't understand because I will be at school. So before, so you could check me even tomorrow. Anything you don't understand, you have me to check. All right. You can ask me anything tomorrow as well. So here it is. That is the area of the triangle. 132.7 centimeters. All I did was I utilized the formula right there. This is the only thing that you're probably wondering what this is. It is a function on your calculator. And if you don't have a calculator, you won't be able to do that part. And you need your calculator, you're in grade 10. So we're saying that you touch that, put the 55 there, press equal, and that will come up, right? For those of you who might be borrowing a calculator as of tomorrow, you could go back and check back this exact question. Make sure that you're seeing a D on your screen for the degree. On the screen of your calculator, there should be a D on it. Look at my D. Oh, it's not showing clearly, but there should be a D on your screen. That's what I'm referring to. A D should be on your screen. And then you could put it and you work it out, you get that answer. Now watch this. Determine the area of the shaded. So they're saying, look at this. We found first the, oh, I think I could use this. All right. We found first the entire thing. Then we found the area of the triangle. So let us look. I'll soon tell you, but I want you to look. First thing that we found was in red, we found everything, and I'm going to show you, we found everything in red. Everything, everything. And then we ask you to find this in blue. And then we found this in blue after, which is just a triangle. Now the shaded area was this part. Right there is what was shaded on the original diagram, just here. So when we got the question, this part was shaded because they want us to find that. We are suggesting that you can say the shaded area. So I'll put it beside this. Determine the area of the shaded region. It is equal to area of sector. Guys, I'm giving you the stuff. Area of sector minus area of the triangle. Now you see why you find the area of the triangle, because they're going to use it. See there? That is how you find the shaded area in this case. It's the area of the sector, which is everything. And then you're going to subtract the area of the triangle that you just found. Here are the numbers. Let me minimize so we could see the numbers. I'm going to write the numbers and then I blow up at the screen. The area of the sector was 155.43. And the area of the triangle is 132.7. Let me blow it up back now. Let us see. See it there? Exactly this we're dealing with. That is what you're dealing with. So we're saying now 155.43 minus 132.7. And that is going to give you 22.73. And it is an area, so you put back your same square. This is how you'll find the shaded area. And the name for it is a segment. All right? It's a segment. Let me see if they have it. Oh, yes, it's called a segment. So whenever you're trying to find the segment of a circle, you're going to have to find the area of the sector, find a triangle that you see right there, just as how you use this formula, and subtract them, and you'll get the area of what is called the segment. But we shaded it, and we call it the shaded area. I hope that you see what's going on. So you're going to get questions like these, and we expect you to navigate it and go through just as how I'm going through. Remember I said to you, you're going to have me to question, to quiz. Bottom line, area of sector minus the area of the triangle will give you the minor segment or the major segment, anyone. But the idea is a segment, which is the little shaded part out there. So I'm going to just draw out the diagram for you quickly so that you could, just have back a visual of what we just did. Here it is. This was the question. You were trying to find this. 55 is here. 18. I am saying this is how you go about finding that. You found the area of the sector first, you have that. Then you go and find the area of the triangle, subtract them, and you get that shaded part. This is what we call the segment. It is a shaded part. So I guess you guys, please understand, it doesn't get harder than that, but you have to put in some work. So even if this appears like it's a lot of working, but guess what? The recording is saved. So even if somebody doesn't understand fully, the recording is saved. You can go back on the recording and rewatch and get stronger, firm up yourself again and again. We're on the last couple pieces there. Guys, I hope you just stay to the end. Let us just wrap this up. We're almost done. At number 8, you're going to get some inequalities. And then it's going to say solve the inequalities and then put your answer on the number line. We want to do this. All right. You don't want to throw away your marks. So we're saying solve each inequality. Solve. I'll say to you, inequalities are solved just as how you solve regular equations. So then for this, we have x minus 5 is less than 12. You want the x to be alone. Same thing like what we were doing before. So I know that you guys understand that. So what we're going to do is to add 5, to both sides. So then x is now less than 17. That's the answer. X is less than 17. Now they want us to represent this on the number line. Whenever you're representing your answer on the number line, I'm begging you, do not just put any number on your number line, please. There is my number line. And I say, because this is my number line, you see, this number that I found here is the key number. You need to put it in the center. Don't put 0 there. Put the number that you found here in the center, 17. And then you're going to write some number to the right of it, 18, 19. You don't need to pass that. You don't need to go more than that. And then 16, there's a 15 and 14. And you can't write all the numbers, you have to stop. But I want you to understand that your key number was a 17. A lot of times, people just think that you have to start the number line at 0. No, all right? You are going to start your number line where you find your solution. Your solution says x is less than 17. 17 will go in the middle, and you put, like you put 3 numbers to the left, 3 numbers to the right in order. Just count easily. Then now, when you're representing your thing on the number line, watch this. Watch me. Watch me. You're going to put a little circle over the number, which is the key number. See it there? You put a little circle over it. Now, if you see a bar under your inequality, you're supposed to shade this. But there is no bar underneath it, so I'm not going to shade it. Let me say again. If there's a bar underneath your number line, underneath your inequality, you shade it. But there is no bar, so I'm going to remove the shade. There is no bar. So you're going to point in the direction where x is less than 17. Listen to yourself. X is less than 17 going that way. Isn't this true? That way is less than 17. True or false? You must agree, because those numbers are less than 17. And that is how you represent that on the number line. Remember, you can revisit this a million times before your exam. Let's go to the next one. We want to finish everything. Now, again, you're going to be solving. So you're going to say 2 times 4. That's going to give us 8x, yeah? 2 times the 4x is 8x. 2 times the -4 is -8. Less than or equal to 16. Less than or equal to 16. Give me a second, guys, making quick. So less than or equal to 16. So what we want to do is just to add 8 to both sides. Look, you're adding 8, you're balancing by adding 8. So now you end up with 8x less than 24. So you could see what's going on. Is x you need, you divide by 8, divide the other side by 8. Come on, everybody. Then 8 into itself 1, 8 into that 3. What do you think we have? X is less than or equal to 3. Now you could watch this over to see what we get. No problem. X is less than or equal to 3. That's fine. Now we're going to represent that on the number line. So when you get your answer, the